In the last video, we have derived the torque expression for single-phase motor. This video, we are going to generalize this result to M-phase armature circuit with additional circuit that models the PM. The current is now has dimension of M plus 1. The inductance is matrix has a dimension of M plus 1 times M plus 1. This is the result. So we basically have three terms here. The first term in the curly bracket is known as the reluctance torque. This torque is due to the current that's up to phase M. So the first M circuit. So it has nothing to do with the PM. It has torque because the self-inductance or the mutual inductance between different phases of stator armature circuits, they are variables when theta changes. So we have reluctance torque. So reluctance means that somehow the magnetic circuit conductivity or remanence is changing when theta changes. The second term here is our main actor here. It is known as the reaction torque. Basically, the stator, it's a reaction between the stator and rotor. So they have reaction force. They have action force and reaction force between stator and rotor, and it's a result of the mutual inductance between the PM circuit and the phase circuit. That has a non-zero partial derivative with respect to theta. The last term here is the self-inductance of the PM circuit. If this partial derivative is not zero, we say the PM motor has Coulomb torque. So here is an example of reluctance torque. So we have only stator coils number 1 and number 2 here. The rotor has no PM on it. It is made of a piece of iron, and that's basically very straightforward. If we excite current into circuit number 2, this iron core will be aligned with number 2, the axis of this coil. So when I say axis, I mean the flux linkage axis of this coil. And if we stop excitation on circuit number 2 and apply excitation to circuit number 1, so some reluctance torque will result and make sure the rotor is now aligned with the axis of the coil of circuit number 1. Reaction torque, that's also known as a PM torque. That's it. And about Coulomb torque, we can have some further comments on it. It is dependent on the slotting of our stator and rotor. So if you are interested, you can have a read. And the manufacturing of the machine is also resulting some lower order Coulomb torque. So this is theoretical order for the Coulomb torque, which is usually very high order harmonic. That's usually very small in practice. But when the manufacturing of the machine is not perfect, which is often the case, there will be some lower order Coulomb torque resulting in the motor. So this paper has studied when there's only stator tolerance and rotor tolerance, there will be some different harmonic order. And I have used some finite element tools to study when both stator and rotor tolerance exists. There will be, for example, this kind of fractional harmonic present in the Fourier analysis of the torque waveform. That's it. Now we are finally ready to write down the electrical dynamics in phase quantities. So the matrix is now we have this matrix in its explicit form. This is current. The electrical dynamics is like this. We just use both symbol for vectors and matrices. Yeah, this is simple derivation. Finally, we write down since we are going to use current as our state variables, we are interested to write down the ordinary differential equation with the stator current as a variable. Oh, we also have PM current here. And yep, the term here, and we also apply a chain of derivative here to to derive this this is a mechanical speed. Oh, it's and it times the number of Polyphase number. It becomes electrical angular speed. And this term is we have seen this term in our torque expression, right? Basically, it's some kind of flux linkage in its dimension. The unit for this term is Weber, WB. Okay, and that's electrical dynamics here. And we also have this mechanical dynamics derived earlier, and we can plug in the expression for torque. That's it. It's expressed in terms of inductance and current. And yeah, the time derivative of theta is omega. That's it. This is the phase model of an electrical machine. The only left issue here is that we haven't really modeled our parameters. That's the matrix of inductance. We are going to do that later. And yeah, in some ideal case, we would expect some. So here equation 72 is an example. When self-inductance is not time varying, it's not changing, so there's no reluctance torque, and this derivative of inductance over theta will become like a matrix like this. Yeah, just to give you some feel of the matrix, matrix of inductance. Okay, so next we want to model our inductance. And before we do that, we need to review some physics for modeling of inductance, some physics about the magnetic flux density and the lumped parameter model, and finally we will derive the Ohm's law for magnetic circuit, and we are going to model inductance in terms of its term function and winding function. And I will save that for another video. Thank you.